Okay. Start by asking you to say your name and age.
My name is Richard Kyle and I'm a clinical counselor here at Our Lady Lake University, and been here 13 years, going on 14. So.
And you were here back when it was college.
What?
It was a college back at the lake.
Oh, Our Lady Lake. I got my master's from Our Lady Lake in counseling psychology back when it was still a college, and the year after that they turned into a university. So
I thought it was really cool.
Kind of dates me.
So question 1 is, what are your beliefs about aging?
What are my what?
Beliefs about aging?
Aging?
Yes.
It's part of life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not anything you have really control over, other than taking care of yourself along the way, and to try to, get the most out of life, I guess you might say. I've been fortunate because my dad is 97.
Oh, wow.
And he's going to be 98 in March. And my mom is 89, and she's going to be 90 in January. So I guess I come from a family that,
has good genes. Do you think it's
and
genes
they're
or
both
also their lifestyle?
Huh?
Do you think it's their genes but also their lifestyle? Are they like physically?
Well, their lifestyle has been hampered a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dad can't drive anymore.
Mm.
He's legally blind, and his biggest fear is becoming, totally blind,
Mm-hmm.
because then he will need more assistance. Mom has her own health issues with diabetes and that, but both my parents live on their own, basically, and Mom still drives around the neighborhood, goes grocery shopping, and that. When you talk about age, that's some of the things that come into play, because as you age, you become realization that you can't do the same things that you used to do, and that's a very difficult decision to make. I know one of the most difficult decisions with my dad was not being able to drive anymore, because now that took away his independence.
That's what I was just about to say. It's all about independence.
Right. So, and as you get older, your body, gets older and can't do the same things that they used to do,
It's exactly what we're learning in class. We can do things to live longer, but we can't stop the aging process. Like, it's going to happen no matter what.
Right. It's part of life,
Mm-hmm. Next question. Kind of already talked about this. What do you know about aging and health? We kind of talked about
aging and health?
Mm-hmm. Like any correlation, or is there no correlation?
Well, in terms of myself, I try to take care of myself, health-wise. I still play competitive softball.
Oh, cool.
At my age, I play senior ball at a competitive level, because we go all over the United States to play, and a lot of guys my age can't do that. So it really keeps me in shape, health-wise, athletic-wise, and that. I've always liked sports.
That's great.
So
were you into sports when you were younger, like in college?
College, I played soccer, and then played intramurals, basketball, softball, track, things like that, tennis. And then once I graduated, I didn't have the time to do those things. I play golf when I can, but then I got into softball, and I've been playing it since, I was probably 22. So it's been something that I've enjoyed doing, and now with senior ball, you're playing with guys your own age, which makes a lot of difference, because the competition level is equal in that sense, So.
That's nice. Great to hear that you're active still.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. What is your experience with the elderly population in your community? I guess
In my community?
you could say at home, or maybe the school.
Well, for example, my wife takes care of her dad.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Her dad is 93,
Oh wow.
but unlike my father, he can't be by himself.
Mm.
So her and her sisters have to go and take care of him. Somebody's there every day, you know. He lives at one of his daughter's houses. So he's having to be taken care of pretty much, you know, he can't be by himself. And as you age, unfortunately that happens, and sometimes, you know, if there are not family members that are available to be able to help take care of them, then the other alternative is to go into a home,
Mm-hmm.
and which may not be the best situation for them. I know that's my parents' biggest fear.
Going into a
Yeah.
home.
You know, they wouldn't. I know my dad probably wouldn't be able to handle it very well. Neither would my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's
so
a big life change.
it is. It's a major life change because
Oops. Sorry. Okay.
it's a major life change because, again, you've lost more of your independence. You're not in your own home. You're in another place, and the conclusion to that is that that's probably where you're going to end up dying.
Oh,
You know.
That's I didn't think about that.
You know, and you know, in some cases, you know, if the family's not real close, and sometimes people are there by themselves and they don't get, you know, family visits and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing right now with aging is, you know, a feeling of how they're going to be taken care of.
Mm.
You know, and if it's not a close-knit family, or, you know, because it disrupts a younger member of the family to be able to do that, you know, and sometimes people are not willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about your parents?
My parents, my mom was already worried about, like, don't put me in a home. And I'm like, I'm not gonna.
She's already talking
yeah,
about
and she's
that.
only like 40. She's pretty young, but
Yeah, she's
not
young.
anymore. Yeah, not anymore.
But as she gets
50.
older, then the fear is what's going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and who's going to take care of me, or how am I going to live?
She's like, yeah, she's already thinking of all those things. Like, you're
Yeah.
still independent, you can live on your own. But
And there's a lot of other issues that come into play here, because you're talking about health insurance issues,
mm-hmm.
and whether they can pay for that, medication,
Oh yeah, medication is really expensive.
and that's another issue, and making the co-payments, and what their financial situation is at that time in their life, when they're retired, do they have enough money to make it? Those are some real realities that elderly people face,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and it's a challenge.
That goes right into the next question. I didn't even think about that. We already talked about it a little. What are your biggest concerns, you think, or biggest challenges for the elderly population? Would you say cost is one of them because of all that medical issues?
Well, medical issues is a biggie, because yes, the government has and when you turn 65, you're basically at that point. You may have good insurance up until then, and all of a sudden you turn 65,